hmm this revolution that took place in France. Oh, hmm it seemed that some very corrupt individuals were in office during that time. Yeah. And as much as you want to say I'm crazy, Sheriff, right now, your corrupt sheriff department. Now, there's this issue of using forgery and fraud when issuing court orders. And I know I wasn't in Squim, and I know I wasn't in Brennan. Mhm. Now, there was an American Revolution, mhm, and it seemed that the English wanted us to be in the Commonwealth of England. Now, we can't go around shooting each other, can we? So, what do you do when police and sheriff's departments are corrupted because of being bribed to make shows? Well, you prosecute them. That's what you do. Now, I'm going to want you prosecuted and I want to sue you for your assets. And since we can't have revolutions like they used to have, yes. What is available to me is the use of the judicial system. Now, today I'd like you to give me my sons, and I'd like to speak to Marilyn. And if you would acknowledge the laws of the United States, I'd like to have you prosecuted. Well, that's how we do revolution in 2019. We don't guillotine those in office. No, we have them prosecuted for corruption, felony, and treason. Now, you have all the evidence necessary, yes, to remove all your fraud and forgery. And then you can give me my rights, and then I can have you prosecuted. Now, this French Revolution that took place, yeah. The royal family at that time got guillotined, yes, yeah. And then there was some pearls that were left over from that death of an individual. Ooch. I'm kind of thinking, yeah, that I'd like to have your assets. Now, you've tortured me for the last, what is it called again? 8 years? Yes. My sons were homeless at the time that my wife kidnapped them. The court did not protect my right to due process. Yes. They issued a dissolution of marriage where they didn't obligate the petitioner to serve me. Yes. And you don't have the jurisdiction of the United Nations. Now, there seemed to be some question. This is called real and personal property. Are things that are owned that belong to a person or family. That's the real and personal property. Yeah. In feudal days, when the laws of England were taking shape, yes, ownership of land had great importance. The land usually was received from an overlord in return for the performing of certain feudal obligations, such as military service in time of war. See, the feudal system. Yeah. Because of this custom, the law of property fell into two classes: the law of real property, and the law of personal property. Personal property is money, merchandise, tools, and the like. Yes. Real property is land and everything fixed to it, such as trees, buildings, and everything fixed to the buildings. Thus, a lamp on a table is not fixed to the house and is personal property. Removable should the house be sold. If it is screwed to the wall, it becomes a fixture. According to the early law of real property, a landholder might have any one of several kinds of estate or ownership. Yeah. He might have a fee simple where the land was his and after him his heirs, usually meaning his children. Yeah. He could sell, mortgage, or give it away if he liked. A fee tail was limited in that the owner could not sell or give it away. Title to it had to pass to a specified class of heir, usually the eldest son. Many of the estates in England are entailed in this way. Another kind of estate was one granted for life. Thus, the person had ownership of the estate, but the estate given for a term of years, even 99 years, was considered as a leasehold. Now, after the feudal system ended, estates continued. Now, let's say that you did know that you were in ownership of my property, because you're obstructing me from being able to sue you. Yes. Now, I would say that all your personal property and real property belongs to me. Do you understand that? Oh,